In this video, or rather this series of videos, I'm going to try to show you how to go through the process of getting a program for First Presbyterian Church of Grand Prairie and transferring the text into PowerPoint so that you can present an overhead slideshow during Sunday service. So first of all, I hope that you're working with a computer that has PowerPoint. Doesn't matter if it's Windows or Mac. I'm using a Windows PC right now. I'm actually using Windows 11. It's just the same. It's very much like Windows 10, so don't worry about not having Windows 11. If you have an OS 10 machine, if you have a Macintosh machine, the difference is minimal as well. As long as you know where your PowerPoint is and where your text editor is, and you have access to your email, and you know how to copy and paste. That's all you need to create this slideshow. Also, you should have by now, hopefully somebody gave you old copies of the PowerPoint presentation, because that's usually a good place to start. Just start with last week's or something from the past that has been used before. You can make changes as much as you want, but I recommend that you stick with the format that's provided to you in older files. So I have one here, for example. This is from 2 weeks ago. If I double click, I get the PowerPoint presentation. I have some issues right now with my machine. Your PowerPoint should be a different version that works okay. Either way, I can get through this. I open up this file. This is actually not the one that I want necessarily, but I want to show you what it has. It contains a whole bunch of slides. There are 94 slides in this presentation, but don't worry about it because you'll be creating just a few of these. You will not be making 94 slides from scratch. You're going to be reusing a lot of things. Like I said, copy and paste is your friend. Control X in Windows, Command X in Apple is cut, Control C, Command C is copy, Command V as in Victor is paste, as is Command V as in Victor in the Macintosh for paste. So see what you got in the file already. There are going to be a whole bunch of these slides right here, which are your resting points. They come up every 2 or 3 slide changes. You'll notice that it's got the message from the church, and we're going to repeat that a lot. It appears a lot in the 94 slides in this presentation. It wouldn't surprise me if there's up to 20 of them that are copies of these. You'll probably be making copies of these as you progress in your work with these slideshows. There are slides like this. There are hymns that you need to pull up. There's going to be independent images that you can copy from the internet and paste. And there's a whole bunch of text boxes that are already made. You're just going to replace them with the more current text. So now that I've done this and I know that I've opened up a file, this one, I named it. It's up to you what you want to name it. I named them according to the date that they are projected. This is 12/05/21. It's not a secret code. It's just December 5th of 2021. pptx means it's just the latest version of PowerPoint. Actually, I have a newer one than this, so I could use this one or I could use the next one. It doesn't matter because for the most part, they contain very similar information. I'm going to close this just so that I can go and find the more current one. I would imagine that you have access to directory in your computer. I hope that you know how to use directories, how to use file management, how to save files, how to open files. That's all you need to know about file systems, and that you know how to copy, paste, cut, etc. I'm going to open up my drive where I keep everything backed up. I have a whole bunch of these files already from previous weeks. I imagine that you may already have some provided to you. Even if you only have one is a good place to start, but I think that you'll have more than these. I'm going to navigate. Your system may be totally different than mine. It might just be on the desktop, a folder that's called PowerPoint Presentations. Mine, I keep it in a Google Drive. I'm going to go and dig for it. I have it in my Drive C. and I have a folder called projects, and inside of projects I have FPC, First Presbyterian Church, and then I have Sunday for Sunday presentations. I have a whole bunch of PowerPoint files in here. This 12/21 is actually the one with the week after 12/05, so I can either open this one or make a copy of this. I'm just going to drag it to my desktop, just say copy there, and now I have an additional copy of that. I'm going to double click it to open it. You'll notice that it looks very much the same, and I have the same problem with PowerPoint, and that's fine. You should not have these issues. So, like I said, I have this one standing page with the mission statement. Then I have some hymns. Then I have pictures, and then I have a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm going to stop here and invite you to watch the next video. This is just a welcome. This is just what PowerPoint is, what you do to open it. And most importantly, before I go, let me save this since I already have this file open. And I know that the next one is going to be 1 week after the 12th. I would imagine that this is going to be December 19th. So it's going to be 12/19. I just said save as. And I'm going to look for a place to save it. You can save it wherever you can find it. That's where I recommend you save it. It may be your desktop, it may be a drive like mine, it could be on a floppy, or it could be on a USB. I'm going to browse and just save it on my desktop. It's got the name 12/19/21.pptx. If you're familiar with PowerPoint, the latest version of PowerPoint, the extension is pptx. If you have PPT files, and we will be looking at some of those, that just means it's an older version. I'm going to click on save. That put it on my desktop. I can minimize this. I'll click on minus here in my Windows, and I can find it. It's actually, or you can't see it, but I'll move it here. 12/19/21. This is the file that I just created and saved. I can make a copy of it into my other folder. You can do whatever you want. Just keep track of where your files are. I'll click this to open it again, and it's the same file. So now I will say see you later, and see you in the next video where I will actually go and look for the file, open it up, and convert the text so that we can update this big file. And even though it's big, don't worry about it. This shouldn't take more than anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes to complete.